Hey guys, I haven't talked to you in a little while. Thought I'd jump on here. I was reminded of something this morning when I was driving my daughter to school, and it was one of those days where she felt kind of stressed about going to school, Just like we sometimes feel that way about going to work, she was feeling stressed about going to school. And when she first was talking about it, she was talking like she didn't want to go, and we were on our way there. And initially, all I could think about was the meetings that I had today, and that it was going to make things pretty complicated. Meetings, and I also was getting my first vaccine today, and I was thinking it was going to make things complicated timing wise. So I was kind of trying to talk her out of feeling stressed about going to school. And as you can imagine, it didn't work very well. And eventually we got to school, and I remembered that it never works to try and talk someone else or ourselves out of how we're feeling. It works better to be present with them in the feeling. And something about making space in that way and accepting how they're feeling actually creates a new experience. And so I pulled over into a side parking lot, and we talked, and I just sat with her while she was feeling upset and snuggled on her, and we talked about a few different things, and we laughed a little and then cried, and after a little bit she was able to go in. And it just reminded me of that fist and hand example that I've mentioned before. And for those of you who haven't heard it, I want you to make a fist with your hand, and that fist represents whatever is in your life right now that you don't want to be there, whether it's a feeling or a situation, whatever it is. And that's what your fist represents. And then I want you to take your other hand and try to pry that fist open to change it and make it go away. And see how the fist responds. Notice how it responds. And then notice how the hand feels when it's trying to do that. And for most people, the fist actually gets tighter and starts to fight against the hand. And the hand gets more frustrated and works harder to change it, right? And now instead, I want you to take that fist that still represents those same things, and I want you to take your other hand and just gently hold that fist. And notice what that feels like. And for many people, the fist kind of uncurls a little, and it relaxes, and the fight is gone. And that's the same thing that happens when we have feelings or situations in our life that are in our reality, and we're trying not to accept that it's our reality, right? And we're trying to change it or find the fixes for it. And it's not that finding the fixes is wrong, but there's something that happens when we're trying to find the fixes in this state, where we're trying to force ourselves to find the solutions, or stop this, get out of that experience. And so when we gently hold it in that moment, it changes our experience with it. And I remember when our older daughter was younger, when she was really little, I didn't know about this fist and hand thing. And she would get upset, and I would spend a long time talking to her about all the reasons she didn't need to be upset, giving her one thing after another, and her upsetness would go on and on and on. And when I started learning how to do this differently for myself, and I felt how different it created my life to be, then I thought, well, let me try it with her. And she would get upset, and instead of trying to fix her feelings, I would sit there and tell her, oh man, I can totally feel how upset you're feeling, honey, and I'm just gonna sit here with you while you're feeling this, okay? Let's snuggle if you want. And that's what we would do. I didn't try to fix it. And guys, do you know how fast she would move through that experience? And to the other side of it so fast, and she would be done and then running off. And it was kind of miraculous to see. And I know I've experienced it inside myself when I practice that. And it's pretty amazing to watch the effect that it has on other people too. So just thought I'd throw that out there today, and maybe you can just kind of softly look at what in your life today is feeling like this, like, oh my God, I want to change it and get it out of there. And what it would feel like to pause for just a moment and say, oh, and be with that feeling instead of just in it, and say, oh yeah, I can feel that, and I'm here with you, I can feel it, and just for this micro moment, I'm not gonna fight, and I'm just gonna be present with you. And see what you find, because you might just find relief. Okay, talk to you later.